You're about to witness sports mastery in the making. The only birdies and eagles you're likely to see are those flying overhead as you're about to watch me suck at mini golf. Hello and welcome to the mid-season edition of Watch Me Suck at Mini Golf. Sorry it took so long. It was either too hot, raining, or too hot and raining. So, I never knew this place was so close to work. But here we are, BFM driving range. I think it's North Andover. Well, I'm going to have the right address because I'm sure the golf card has the correct address on it. So, at first I heard music, but then I noticed it was coming from the ice cream stand over there. So perhaps we're going to be okay with that. How are we going to do? How's things going to go? Let's go in and find out. Alright, there's no one here, so we'll go over the stuff here. It's North Reading. I said I'll correct it if we do. Anyway, here are the rules. 5-stroke limit per hole. Limit 4 players don't care. 1-stroke penalty if ball jumps fairway or snagged in an obstacle. Ball can be moved 6 inches. Members of party doesn't matter. Ball and sand trap must be removed, no penalty. Now the only penalty left is waiting for somebody to serve us. Then we'll get going. Hole number 1, par 2. We go by the information that is on the card. So we start here. The music across the street might be minor inconvenience, but I don't think loud enough. Anyway, we start here. Of course, the general rule of thumb, anywhere within a foot of the start of the green where there's no mat is acceptable start. Anyway, we got a slight uphill here, slight downhill here, slightly uneven carpet. It seems it's rather new, so that's pretty nice. And we try to head to the hole.
First shot, lining it up, and there it goes over the hill, heading towards the hole off to the right, bouncing off the wall, set up pretty well. Going for par, here's the shot, and ooh, barely in.
Hole number 2, par 2. Seems to be the same thing, except it goes slightly left instead. Same hump, same new, somewhat uneven grass, which is cool. Getting to the hole.
First shot, aiming slightly left, there it goes, over the hill, way too far to the left. And not set up as well. Going for par. There's the shot, and ooh, right by the hole. This is for bogey. Too short, make it a double.
Hole number 3, par 3. Anyway, we start here. And it's a somewhat hard left as we talk over the loud music. Again, nice new carpeting, a little uneven, no big deal. Watch out for this trap as we head towards the hole.
First shot, aiming to the left, there it goes. Bouncing off the wall, heading towards the hole. Set up good for a birdie.
The holes that get par 2 and 3 seem kind of odd. Anyway, this is a bigger hole, but it's a par 2, hole number 4. We start here. This is where things start to get a little interesting. We have our friend Mr. Rock right in front of the hole. So we're going to need to go either to the right or left. So hope is we can somewhat hit this rock at an angle and maybe get this thing close enough to the hole.
First shot. There she goes, way to the left, bouncing off the rock. Set up pretty well for par.
Alright, I found it weird that where I was initially standing for that shot before going over the bridge, that the ground was vibrating. There's something under there. Anyway, we did get even par. Hole 5, par 3. Now we're starting to get a little mean. Start here. You're definitely going to have to hit the wall to try to ricochet off this wall. Come down here, but try not to hit Mr. Rock, although maybe that might help. But you got 3 chances to get the cup into the hole.
Cup in the hole, ball in the hole. There it goes, and oh no, it bounced off. Oh, and outside. That's a 1-stroke penalty. Already going for par. There it goes, this time successfully. Winding down, going down the hill, that's about it. Last shot before stroking out. There it goes, and failure.
Hole 6, par 2. Yeah, penalty for going out of bounds, and then it failed. Then we got the 3rd, then the 4th that didn't go in the hole, so we used the hand wedge to finish, because at that point it doesn't matter, because 5th is the final stroke regardless. We start here, or maybe more to the right, because we want to avoid this obstacle. Seems things are starting to fall apart a little bit. Mr. Rock might actually be of assistance to get us to the hole.
First shot. There it goes. It's going behind the rock, bouncing off the wall. That's about it. Going for par, not likely, and too weak.
Hole 7, par 2 seems easy, but I'm sure there's a sleeper, as I call it. Something about it that's not readily visible, because it's literally just a straight shot to the hole. Just don't want to be too far to the right and go in that. You're really bad if you go in that. But this is where you're heading.
First shot. There it goes, right towards the hole. Then veers left, bounces off the wall. That's about it. Going for par. There's a shot. It's way too weak. And bogey.
Hole number 8, par 2, same thing. It's literally just a almost straight shot to the hole, except now you have a much lesser margin of error, because they'll knock you into the rocks, and the path can knock you into the rocks. So we want to aim a little further to the right where we start, and hopefully get it quickly into the hole.
First shot. There it goes. Right down the middle. Right past the hole. Set up well for par.
Hole number 5 or 9. I'm about to say 5. It's kind of like 5, but there's 4 more after it. Par 3. You heard me say I don't like what I see. You'll know it when we see it. It's a straight shot to the hole. There's even a slight downhill to help you out. But what's the really bad part? It's one of them ant hills. We know how much those suck. But let's see if we can get it into the hole.
First shot. There it goes. Straight towards the anthill. Down the hill. Off to the left. Let's see what we can do. Going for an unlikely birdie. And, ooh, so close. Going for the unlikely par. And there it goes. So far, we're doing all right. I mean, we did get a birdie on hole 3, so that definitely helps. Quite a few evens. The one that hurts is hole 5 when it bounced off the wrong wall and then out of bounds. Couldn't get it in par on time, so hand wedged it in for that 5th and final stroke. And as you can see with the asterisk, that's where we went over par for the front, which is 21. We are at 26. We are 5 over. It's not the end of the world. It's halfway decent. Can we do better? Is it going to fall apart? Let's find out.
All right, the first half was okay. We had the stroke out. Fortunately, it's a 5-stroke penalty, so a little less damaging, not by much. How's the back half gonna go? Anyway, hole 10, par 2. Now it's starting to get a little funky. We start here, and we could have a little interference hitting that wall or hitting Mr. Rock. Maybe Mr. Rock can help us in directing it towards the hole. But then there's that. But we want that.
First shot. Aiming left. There it goes. Bouncing the wrong side of Mr. Rock. Going for an unlikely par. And lining it up. There it goes and way off to the right.
Hole 11, par 3. Now they're getting nasty. We start here. Look at this. How do we manage this one? Well, if we hit this, the ball can go that way, like I hit the tripod. I guess the thing is to try to hit Mr. Rock here, roughly there, so it might ricochet off that and go way off. I'm not 100% sure how we go and do this, because we also got a sand trap to really make it difficult to get to the hole.
First shot. And there it goes. Aiming right between the rocks and set up decently for birdie. Possible birdie. There it goes and in it goes.
Crocodile next to an alligator. And if that's not the exact right thing, it's either one or the other or both. But the thing that really is wrong is this dolphin is puking water and it's not stopping. That's pretty bad. Might need a doctor or whatever you wildlife doctor thing. I'm good at stuff. Hole 12, par 2. Well, another somewhat easy trip to the hole. It's direct, but look at this giant alley-oop. It's relatively even, slightly further away over there, but on this end, it starts there and it's another 6 inches away over there to kind of force your ball that away. Big hump. Otherwise, Mr. Rock and the set of rocks shouldn't hinder you getting to the hole.
First shot. Lining it up. There it goes. Over the hill. Heading towards the hole. Right by it. Set up good for par. Going for par. There it goes. In it goes.
Okay, now that I see it up close, those are supposed to be teeth. So I guess this is a shark that's constantly puking water. Yeah, that's probably not a good thing. Anyway, lucky 13, par 3. Here's another thing reminding us of Masons. You know, like the anthill that later became Ant Hillis. Well, if we overshoot this way, you get this alley-oop over here that might help to direct it over to the hole.
First shot. Aiming slightly left. There it goes. Just by the wall. bouncing the wrong way. Still set up well. Going for another birdie. There's a shot and off to the right.
Hit your clubs like golf clubs, not hockey sticks or baseball bats. That's true. Especially so here. Pitch and putt, which got the very tall fence to protect us. Similar to the one near Whalum Park, Lakeview. I think that's what it's called. Alright, hole 14. See, the par 2s and 3s are weird. Those that seem to be 3s are 2s and vice versa. So anyway, this is a 2. We start here. Once again, we have the variable alley-oop. This time, it starts there and gradually lessens here. And then it's a little uneven here, but it's relatively straight to where we are. So the whole thing is getting down this hole, or hill, towards this hole, or hill.
First shot. There's the ball aimed too far left, bounces off. Oh no, in the pile of rocks. 1 stroke penalty. Going for the bogey. There's the shot, in it goes.
Giraffe. Hole 15, par 2. For some reason, they're getting easier, although not totally easier. You start here. There's an uphill, slightly less this way. Downhill, slightly less that way. Starts late, ends early. It's up and down. Some lumps. To get to the hole.
First shot. Aiming left. Going down a hill. And into the rut. Sleeper. Didn't see it coming. Going for par. Very unlikely and too weak.
Hole 16, par 2. Like I said, seems to be some sleepers where it seems easy and, oh, bump we didn't see. We've had that happen. We start here, and if we can keep away from Mr. Rock, which is why we're starting way over to the right, gives us a better chance of getting it into the hole.
First shot. Here it goes, too far left. Bouncing off the rock, and oh no, 1 stroke penalty. Going for the bogey, which is not likely. There, set it up for a double bogey. Going for the double bogey. And there it is.
The last 2 are par 3s, hole 17. We got one of these things. And as I always believe, because I've seen it in other courses, so I'm assuming true, is we start where there is actually where the entrance ends. So we got a big alley-oop like this that'll hopefully guide your ball to the hole, and we got 3 shots to make it happen.
First shot. There it goes up the hill, hitting the wall, right by the hole. Set up for a birdie. For another birdie. There's a shot, and in it goes.
Last hole, par 3. 2 ways to go about it. That way. But we got to avoid the rocks and Mr. Rock. Or the short way, which is very narrow. And we got to avoid the tail end of Mr. Rock here. So only 2/3 of this is safe. But can we get to the hole?
First shot. Going for the narrow. Hits the wall, hits the rock. Still set up well. Setting up for birdie. There's the shot, and it's off to the left. Set up for par. This half is probably better. I mean, we got the birdies on hole 11 and 17, but one less even par on this end, and no stroke outs, pretty close on hole 16. And as you can see, hole 17, that is where we hit the grand total for the number of strokes for even par. So we didn't really miss terribly far. And then hole 18, right on par. So for the back nine, 22 is the target, and we got 25. So a +3, not too bad. Adding with the +5 of the front nine, we got a grand total of 51 with a 43 par. So we are over by 8. And that's actually okay. We had the stroke out and a couple of multiple over pars like hole 2 and 16, which hurt a little bit. But yeah, it's under 10, so yeah, that's okay. That concludes this episode for the month of August 2024's edition of Watch Me Suck at Mini Golf. From BMF Driving Range and Mini Golf, this is George F551 saying hope you enjoyed and have a good one.